Anyhow. Thank you, driver. Appreciate it. Alright, welcome back to a brand new video of the Target Individual Program, Target Individual Experience. Why am I laughing? Target Individual Programming is awesome. I can't forget that. Why am you looking at the dude with the red sweater? I can tell you guys, you see the number of red too? Look, red truck. But anyhow, I was laughing because the use of, you continue to use the same sort of, psychological tactics. Back here, when you was younger, it used to be like, oh, you trying to use reverse psychology? So they're constantly trying to use reverse psychology, right? In order to try to prevent me from recording. So for example, they'll have these Negropeans come, they'll look at their phone is off, and particularly on the bus. They'll look at my phone, look at their phone, or they'll show me their phone with the screen off, and then turn their head to look at the back of the bus, right? You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, oh, y'all trying to use reverse psychology? That shit don't work. That shit only works when people don't know that they're being psychologically manipulated, and so what they do is that they create an adversarial personality within that individual. And again, I don't blame those individuals because I understand what's being done to them. All right, it's only when you come into understanding and consciousness that you realize and you say, okay, I've learned about psychological manipulation, psychological tactics, and coercive persuasion programming, in dark psychology, and how they try to use reverse psychology. And particularly when you are exposing them and they don't want to be exposed, reverse psychology is something that they use on a daily basis. You hear the sirens? Yeah. Because you see, when you're able to expose what it is they're doing and you yourself understand and realize what it is that they're doing, it doesn't work anymore. It does not work anymore. Their sole purpose now is to get rid of you. Their sole purpose now is to remove you from the society because you are a person, an individual, or a group of people who know exactly what it is that they're doing, right? So when I talk about the dark triad personality traits and the use of dark psychology, right? Their purpose is to remain hidden, is to remain unseen. So exposing them, as you guys see, the two blue vehicles that drove this way and another one across over there, same shade of blue. See, again, showing you guys the patterns of threes, right? I recognize it. I just wanted to finish my thought, but I'm glad that other one was there so I can show you guys, right? So yeah, their purpose now is to not have anybody listen to you, right? Particularly when they see that more and more people are beginning to realize what exactly is going on, and so they're going to attack you even more. All right, so you need to understand that criminals in positions of authority, right? We've seen this over and over, whether it be through the MK Ultra program, whether it be through other sort of programs, right? That this is their, look, another blue vehicle, same shade, right? This is what they do. This is how they do within a society, and people don't recognize and don't understand. So when you see people personality change, right, and not in a good way, it isn't because it's something that they internally decided in their mind. No, it is that their personality is being changed in ways that they don't understand, and you and I don't understand, right? Just like the article I read, it talks about California, right? California put in place child safety laws from online predators, right? Game companies, other forms of online companies, which use what? They use what? Dark persuasion, right? So the fact that they're using these terminologies should tell you, right? That dark psychology is used to do what? Manipulate people, right? So who are the most vulnerable, right? Young people, right? The elderly, right? Young children. These are the most vulnerable within the society that they can engage in dark persuasion programming, right? Or dark psychology against, right? So they understand the demographics, they understand the belief system within certain people, they understand whose mind is more susceptible, right? And that's everybody when I say that, right? But when I talk about more susceptible, meaning that young children with parents who are religious, right? Because they understand that their parents are not going to tell them the truth. All right, when you look at, you see what's happening today. Again, talk about this whole war with Iran. It is religious, ideological delusion that have driven people to continue to create wars and create division, right? And people will use religion as an excuse. They will come in your face and talk about peace and love, right? Meanwhile, behind your back, they're instrumenting and creating, deceiving to cause what? Conflict, wars, division, right? Oh, that's a T. Right? Look at this shit, ridiculous. But anyhow, you know, when I look at my brothers, when they dress like that, you know, it's like they have belittled themselves in such a way, you know, that they have went from a high level of being, even though they still may be unconscious of the reality, right? But they go from a high level of being black men, right, into a lower level, right? So, like I said, going forward, we have to come back to our high mind, our high self, which is naturally who we are. When we are born, it is natural. But in a system that is meant to corrupt our minds, that is a system that is meant to oppress us, to profit off of us in many ways, you know, it's easy for us to fall into the trap because money and fame and all this stuff, attention, is what they put out there to entrap us, right? And particularly, like I said, particularly when you don't have any adult around you who are conscious enough. This is why they attack the conscious community. This is why, and even the conscious community, as conscious as they claim to be, and as conscious as we claim to be, right? We're not looking at certain things. We're not looking at technology. We talk about psychological manipulation, but we don't break it down in a way in which people can understand, other people can understand, right? Our people can understand, to let them know exactly what's going on so they can see what's going on, right? So this is what they do, all right? So again, all right, I'm looking at their movement because, you know, I understand what it is that they're doing. So the dude come over here in the red shirt, he comes over here with his bag, turn his bag. So you know what I got to do, right? Oh yeah, you know what I got to do. And guess what? Oh, I gotta put my jacket because I got my red sweater on too. So whenever they try to engage in such behaviors, oh yeah. And you see the amount of red? Look, I'll put my jacket. Now he walks over. Now he walking over. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, man. Go ahead. I love it. I love it. You know, this is what I talk about, in being able to counter the shit that they do, right? That's what I'm talking about. Being able to counter, right, their attacks, okay? But anyhow, right, so it's the reason why they attack the conscious community, because the conscious community know things that the vast majority of our people don't know. So even though we may be conscious in a certain way, but when it comes to technology, when it comes to the cognitive warfare, we are not conscious of that. We are not conscious of that. And this is why I post stuff on my Facebook page, and I will tag certain people because I want them to know. You call yourself conscious, yes, you know black people history, you know all of this. You talk about, you know, psychological warfare, but how are they doing it? How are they doing it? Right? Because you don't hear them say terms like operant conditioning, right? You don't hear that. Now, what is operant conditioning, and how do they engage in it, and what is the system within this white supremacist system in which uses operant conditioning to create negative behavior, negative thought patterns, and also technology? Okay, we talk about COINTELPRO. but yet we don't have it in the front of our minds so that we can tell our young people and each other exactly what is coercive, right? So we need to understand it, right? And break down coercive pro on every level. How it is that they do. We know about the infiltration and stuff like that. But what we don't know about is what we don't talk about is the drugging, the covert drugging, right? We talk about the crab in the barrel mindset. Well, how do they do that? It's through religion. How do they use religion to create the crab in the barrel mindset? Because when religious people see other groups of people who are excelling, who are not religious, they have to attack them. Because, you know, they will say, well, they're the devil, right? They're followers of the devil. So we got to bring them down, right? And so anytime you have black people, right, who are non-religious, who are trying to do things for black people, and who may be elevated, they will attack you. And how do they attack you? Many different ways. False accusations, right? If you are creating products, they will sabotage your products, right? They will try to discredit your name. They will do all these things. Why? Because they cannot see you elevated without the belief in their God. Meanwhile, you look at the total population of people on this planet, right? More than half of them don't even believe in their God, right? So then when I use China as an example, when I use, let's say Sweden as an example, it's not a religious nation in Europe, and there are many others. The Netherlands, they may have some religion, but religion don't rule within their governmental structure, and they're doing well. Look at the Netherlands. When it comes to technology, Netherlands, the Dutch, they are the biggest supplier of machinery to create computer chips, right? You have what is called, you have a company called ASML, right? They, in terms of lithography, in terms of creating computer chips and stuff like that, in terms of UV technology to design computer circuit boards and stuff like that, like computer chips. You know what I'm saying? And they are not what you would call a very religious nation. At least they don't use religion as their main focal point for their society. Right? You look at China. China is so advanced now, and they don't believe in religion. You know what I'm saying? Look. A lot of New York Federal Department over here now. Look at them over there. They're grabbing the scratch. Yeah, buddy. Fuck you. Giving the middle finger as you walk by. But anyhow, right? But black people, you look at nations in Africa, right? Highly religious, and their people are the poorest, right? Because of religion, whether it be Islam or Christianity, religion has been used to keep them at the bottom. Right? I can keep saying, in nations that talk about religion and whatever their religion is, they're all about the few having power over the many. They're all about the few having wealth over the many. They're not about creating equity and wealth equality across a whole range of people. They're not about that, because religion don't promote that. Religion do not promote that. Religion promotes you to be poor, destitute, as long as you believe, as long as the concept of belief is in your mind, your personal department, that somehow you're going to be elevated. It never happens, right? Because they make you delusional. They give you the mental illness of religious delusion. Or I should say religious delusion. Look at that. See what I talk about, crowding of the buses? You know what I'm saying? That's what I talk about, the crowd of the buses. And look at these things. Thank you. Ma'am, you should go in the middle. In the middle is better for you, because you're going to block people from getting on the bus. It's like common sense stuff. That's what I'm talking about. Common sense. She got a big heart and she wants to come in the front. And she's going to stay right in the front. You know what I'm saying? Common sense goes out the window when it comes to our people. Come on.
That's why I said I can't go down that.
Getting up. Getting up.
Josh! That's why I can't go down that. It's so horrible. Like everything he came, his cousin.
Next stop, Church Avenue, New York Avenue. Transfer available 344. Please exit through the third door.
That's a good way of saying ice cream. Yeah. That's what I said. If you got those insurance and stuff. Especially when you think of somebody careful. Yeah. And that's what you want as a owner. As somebody careful. Not take pride to it. Yeah. Take pride to it. Then we had because once in a blue, that's a once a year. That's Daddy told me. Daddy told me last year. That's why I told her about it. I'm going up there. Sometimes I'm not. I told her this is a one girl. She's like, oh, don't you know what you want? I'm here to collect. Just like that lady. It's not like a collection. So I was doing the same thing. Get a bag and collect all the things. That's good. Oh, yeah, one time. It's not like she was just like, I'm like, she gets paid by tissue. Okay? I'm a hey. So she wanted to say, no, actually, when the singer guy's horrible, that guy was in there. I don't know. I'm not going to do that. That high was like, woo! That high, no, that run down. I'm telling you. And then he went in and voice just cracked. Darlene start recording because you know
This stop is Church Avenue and New York Avenue.
That's what happened. Because of that. First of all, you're not believing that you have to put cash in somebody's hat. You're just wondering, are like for your like church, it's a funeral. And secondly, to have them sing like I thought like not so church. I'm thinking church. Holy moly! This ain't nobody rolled out.
Please exit through the rear door.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad. Somehow he finally got some water in the system. But the first 2 seconds,
Next stop, Church Avenue and Nostrand Avenue. Transfers available to the 2 and 5 trains. B35 Limited, B44 and B44 SPS.
but we thank you. Because sometimes it's not stops. You know what I mean? Like old age, my old age, I look down and I'm tall, I can't see the signs of the sun system. Talking stops. Like GPS, right? Yes. Yeah, man. First I'm like, where's my dollars? So I was like, you know something? I forgot where some of my money is. You know, it's separate. So I said, I only got 5 to 10. So I said, no.
This stop is Church Avenue and Nostrand Avenue. Please exit through the rear door.
You gotta hold on. Hold on. Bitches, hold on to my hand. If you just stand this side, front of mine, lead up here.
Please exit through the rear door. Next stop,
But I have to,
Church
if I have to
Avenue
get
and
so
Nostrand
you don't do that all the time.
Transfers available
This is what's in a
to
board.
SPS and P49.
You have to get this. These two almost, you just think with them. These two. These two.
This stop is Church Avenue and Dodgers Avenue.
Watch your feet by the door.
Everybody else in the Use the middle door, damn it, come on. Jeez. Use the damn middle door. You see the front of the bus is crowded, you can barely get in, you're trying to squeeze in. Common sense. That's what it's called. Jeez. It's ridiculous.
Hello.
So why our children grow up don't have no damn common sense. When the adult don't have common sense, the children have none.
Please exit through the rear door. Next stop, Church Avenue and Bedford Avenue. Transfer available to be 49.